Hello there and welcome to Antiques Ghost Show here at our palatial headquarters in rural Hertfordshire. Now, waiting behind me in this 19th century mansion is an intrepid volunteer who's hoping to get better acquainted with a long lost ancestor. Now, the key to unlocking that past is through a family heirloom which they've brought along with them today. Our resident psychic and medium, Derek Acorah, believes he can take any object and tap into layers of information embedded within it through time. By unpeeling these layers, he'll attempt to unveil the original owners of the heirlooms we place before him. It's a psychic experiment, so he gets no sneak previews, and to test his findings, we've lined up two independent experts who'll pursue their own leads. Anthony Adolph is a family historian who'll hunt through the archives in search of hard facts. And Chris Gower is an antique specialist, on hand to put each heirloom under the microscope. Information about each heirloom is kept completely secret from our three experts until the start of their investigations. In a few moments, Derek will begin his paranormal reading, which leaves us just enough time to get the lowdown from our courageous participant. Abby Smith has arrived with a stylish diamond ring. She's hoping our team can fill some large gaps in its history. Abby,
hi.
Welcome to the Antiques Ghost Show.
You.
Now, you've brought with you this gorgeous looking ring.
Yes.
Tell me about it.
Basically, the ring was given to me by my great-grandmother. Well, it was passed down to my great-grandmother to my grandmother. She left it to me in her will when she died 6 years ago. I see my dad once a year. I didn't meet him until I was 14, so any information I get from my dad is he doesn't seem to go too in-depth about the family history, so I don't really know much.
Can I pick it up?
Yeah, of course you can.
Have a look at it a bit closely. What's it made of, do you know?
As far as I'm aware, the actual ring, the outside itself, is gold. I know the gems in are actually diamonds, but the actual face of it itself, I'm not sure.
Now, we're about to go in and meet Derek. How are you feeling?
Really excited, to be quite honest.
Have you ever done anything like this before?
No, I haven't. When a friend of mine was saying what was going on, I thought, well, that's really interesting to me. And it was only the first thing because I had the ring, and I thought, well, that'd be great because it would give me a chance to find out what I can possibly find out about my past.
Abby,
Yeah.
I'm very pleased to meet you.
too.
Okay, now, can I, with your permission, pick this lovely ring, this artifact up? Would it be okay?
Yeah.
Thanks. Right. I'm getting a person, please, of a mind that would, okay, I'll put it quite simply, business-orientated. Business-orientated. And also, can I say to you, I don't know why they're showing me this from this energy, but I'm being drawn, and I'm looking, I'm saying, wow. You know, wouldn't there also be a person, please, that would have been on some kind of, because this is what they're showing me, like a market stall or something? Because I'm drawn, and I'm looking at this, and I'm looking at these things. Is that right? Yes?
I understand, yes.
You understand? And I'm saying, you know, come on then. Yes, you want this article? Come on. And a good salesperson, do you understand?
Yeah.
And the pitch from the chest. Sorry, forgive me because it's a lady, I shouldn't say that, but it's the pitch from here is the energy, and gosh, could she sell? Could she close a deal? And it'd be one article, and before the person went away, they'd take 5. From the sales angle. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I will, bless. Thank you. Liz. Who is Liz? Shortened from Elizabeth. Lizzie. Liz.
I don't know.
There's not a connection with you with this name because it's just emanating from this.
It may be, but back where I don't know.
Okay, Elizabeth, but people called her Liz, please. Very, very, very strongly coming through these energies. I'm sure it can be checked. I want to say, please, a personality that is basically larger than life, so to speak, you know? Larger than life.
Yeah.
And a person, please, that was not a timid, overly sensitive lady. She was like a forthright lady, okay? And this forthrightness just like comes away from this ring. But a very good, kind-hearted lady, okay? Super loving. She'd give you a last copper, so to speak. I'm sorry, that's all I'm receiving. I wish there was more. I really do. Bless her. Okay.
Anthony, Chris, do you have any questions for Derek?
Yes, if you're looking at, if you could see a market stall.
Yes.
Out of interest then, because obviously my role is trying to date these things. And could you see what the costumes were like? Were they modern costumes, old-fashioned costumes?
Actually, there was a mixture and a coloration mixture. An era, and then another section, a slight other era.
Okay. And
Not a massive difference.
And can you give me any idea as to what that era could have been? I mean, is it sort of like wartime or pre-war? Or...
Well, I feel that we're talking about in the 40s, okay, leading into the 50s, 40s, 50s, and then something before. So I feel as a kid, oh yes, see, now you've opened this up. There's a history link here of two lots of people linked with this. Would that be correct? So it goes back even further. Okay, yes. Goes back even further. That's better. And I want to say, please, also, that we're going down to, it's like, bear with me on this, 1912, 1913, 1914, all right? Yeah, it does, it goes back. In actual fact, can I just say this? It goes back threefold. Not the ring, but the energies of stall and what have you. All right? And out of the three, you're going to get a shock with this, but it's a nice shock. I'm picking up, take me away from the clothes, sir, and come on, let me give you the vegetables, let me give you the nuts, let me give you the apples, let me give you the tomatoes. Come on, sir, fresh fruit today. Come on. And he'd throw a tomato at this chap. He was a stocky guy, small, woo, and he'd throw them. Party trick, he used to juggle with the apples, like this. Whoa, 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 whoa. And he'd catch it, he'd be all right in a circus. Boom, 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 like this. This is part of your heritage, okay? And he'd go back with the fruit and the vegetables. And this horse, he wasn't a Shire horse, but he was a big guy with a cut-off tail. I wonder what happened to his tail. Okay. Oh, wow. Big feet and fur. And he was black and white. He was called Fred. Fred, the horse. Okay. No, that was the last bit, so I hope that was okay.
So what can Abby reveal about the family connection with market stalls picked up by Derek? And did she really have a fruit and veg juggling ancestor? Still to be identified as a lady called Elizabeth, and you never know, that horse called Fred. In the debriefing room, our independent experts are poised to take up the investigation.
Absolutely amazing. I mean, I was sitting there getting goose pimples at some things, thinking, oh my God, how does he know
Now,
that?
I kept looking over
It's
at
amazing.
you, and I kept seeing your face.
Yeah.
And there were moments where you're like, whoa.
I know,
You
trying
he
to
came
smile.
up with that.
Exactly.
Should we go through a few bits
sure.
and pieces? So he was very animated, wasn't he, about a
Yeah.
market stall and sales?
Exactly. That side, my dad only told me about the other night, actually. It was my nan's mother's husband. He had fruit stalls, fruit and vegetable stalls. As far as I know, it's Covent Garden. This is what my dad's told me, but obviously he may be wrong.
He was talking about various layers, wasn't
Yeah,
he? Generations.
exactly.
So it sounded as though it was almost, a generation prior to that? Because he mentioned a number of years. He mentioned 1912 to 1914.
Yeah, exactly.
And then he mentioned sort of 30s and 40s and 50s, I think he said.
He said, so that would have been my nan. I mean, she was such a vibrant character, it was unbelievable.
Who was Liz or Lizzie?
Liz or Lizzie, when I was sitting in there, I couldn't put anything together thinking, well, I don't know who that is whatsoever. But the only person I could possibly think it would be is my nan's mother, who's actually called Sarah Elizabeth Slayman. So I don't know whether the Liz or Lizzie comes from there. But that's the only Liz or Lizzie I could possibly think of.
OK, well, let's bring the experts in. Chris, what did you make of all that?
You mentioned just now Covent Garden. Well, that's so close to Hatton Garden, which is, you know, the diamond centre of the world, or one of them. Yeah. So what I'd like to do is, A, is this diamonds? Yeah. Is it made in England? What the period is? We'll see.
Lots of possible connections
lots of possibilities there.
OK, thank you. Anthony?
Yeah, but your grandmother, what was your grandmother's name then?
It was Violet Winifred Slayman.
She was Violet Winifred. So those names didn't come out, did they?
Well, Fred the horse came out.
I know, that's what I said earlier. Fred could have been Winifred.
I think that's pushing it a bit, actually. But then you did say that her mother was called Sarah Elizabeth?
Yeah, it was her mother that was called Sarah Elizabeth.
Okay, and that's the person who may have...
Definitely Sarah Elizabeth gave that to my nan.
Right.
Violet, definitely.
Okay. So we're
I know
definitely
that,
guessing
but
that.
I don't know whether it went back or... Right. But I know her husband gave it to her wife at some point as a present, it wasn't... it was just a gift.
Well, we can find out more about the family, definitely. Yeah. I'll ask you some more questions later, and we'll go away and look for some certificates and some more records to find out more about the family. But yes, there's a clear brief there for us to find out about that part of your family and tell you a bit more about it. Yeah.
Gentlemen as ever, Abby, thank you very much. Right, we'll give Chris and Anthony a few more minutes to dot the I's and cross the T's. Then it's up to them to take up the search. We'll all be back here to find out how they fared after the break.
Go on, just give me an idea. What's it worth?
Fishmongery was not something that I had any idea about, but no, it's really strange.
Big fellas, okay? Big fellas. I'm up. Whoa. Yes.
Before the break on Antiques Ghost Show, Abby brought in a beautiful diamond ring, left to her by a grandmother whose family she knows very little about. Derek sensed a strong connection to a theatrical fruit and veg seller.
Come on, sir. Fresh fruit today. Come on. And he'd throw a tomato at this chap.
He also picked out the middle name of the ancestor Abby believes first received the ring.
Liz. Who is Liz? Shortened from Elizabeth.
Over to our independent experts, and Chris set out to identify a date and an origin for the ring, whilst Anthony decided to look in Abby's family tree for confirmation of Derek's psychic insights. Abby and Derek have now joined us back at our Manor House base to hear their results. Abby, welcome back to the Antiques Ghost Show. Say hello again to our three lovely experts. How are you doing?
Fine, thank you.
Good, good. Now, we've brought you back because we're going to play you a film, the film that Chris and Anthony have done of all their research on your lovely antique ring. Have you any idea what's in store?
No, but I'm definitely more nervous than I was last time because I'm excited to find out what obviously you found yourselves sitting there last night. We were thinking, can't wait to go tomorrow to find out what we've actually got with the ring, so...
Excellent.
Can't wait.
And how about you, Derek? Are you excited? You've not seen the film either.
No, I'm absolutely really excited. I feel, just by sitting next to them, that maybe you're in for not just surprises, but for some maybe mini revelations. I'm really hopeful of that.
Yeah, I am as well.
Are you?
Right then, let's put it all to the test and take a look. Revelations, here we go. Anthony began by scouring the National Archives to see if the official records could throw some light on Abby's family tree, and he's made some important discoveries.
We had quite a surprise when we found the occupation of Abby's great-grandfather, Henry Slayman, the father of the woman who had the ring, because it turned out that he was in fact a fish salesman out in Chingford. Now, that's not selling fruit and veg, but considering Derek started merely with a ring, I think credit where credit's due.
I'm picking up, take me away from the clothes, sir. And come on, let me give you the vegetables. Let me give you the nuts. Let me give you the apples. Let me give you the tomatoes. Come on, sir, fresh fruit today.
Well, we carried on looking back into the Slayman family to see if we could find anyone else involved with selling produce. There weren't. It turned out most of the family were involved with bricklaying. London was expanding outwards during the 19th century. New buildings were going up everywhere, and it seems that the Slayman family were very closely involved with doing that. Well, bricklaying had many perils, and unfortunately, Abby's great-great-grandfather suffered one of them. Here's his death certificate from 1932. It shows he was only 64 years old, and he died falling off a ladder on a building site. Well, it is a tragic story, but it is interesting to see the way in which the documents we use to trace family trees can throw up all sorts of unexpected facts about the family history.
While Anthony's been uncovering Abby's ancestry, Chris is headed for London's diamond capital, Hatton Garden. He's hoping to discover the age and quality of Abby's treasured item of jewellery. If he can, he may be able to confirm her belief that it was a generous gift from her great-grandfather, the man we know as a fish stall owner. So can gemologist Chidham Lulawip help out?
Chris? Well, I've got something I'd like you to look at here, Chidham.
Sure. Shall we go downstairs to workshop and have a look at it in a quieter environment?
Perfect. You just lead on. Excellent. Great.
It is nice. Oh, beautiful diamonds. Very white, old cut, beautiful diamonds.
Is that
And
what
it's
you
a
look
beautiful
for?
mount as well.
Yes. When you say old cut, what do you mean by that?
There is a kind of evolution in diamond cutting. When people started using diamonds in jewellery, even in ancient times, they used to polish some surfaces or even cut the top off. And then in time, the evolution carried on. And beginning of this century, they kind of developed diamond cutting into round drilling cut diamond.
So, can you date this then, Chidham?
I can't date it by the style of diamonds, but style of the mount would tell me somewhere in between Art Nouveau and Art Deco. Towards 1920s, I should
Up
say.
to the 1920s, any time in that period.
Yes, that's right.
That's very interesting. I know it's not your area, Chidham, but go on, just give me an idea. What's it worth?
Because it's the whole piece. Beautiful work, beautiful diamonds in it, and it's got age. So it gives you the best value. Because
So it's
cuts
quite
are
a
not
lot of
very
money.
easy.
We're not talking pennies here.
No.
No, excellent. Chidham, thanks so much for telling us so much about that ring. I'm now going to take it away from you because it very urgently needs to get back on Abby's finger. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
So Chris has been able to confirm that the ring's age does fit in with Abby's family legend. Its obvious value also suggests that her stall owner ancestor must have made great sacrifices to afford it. It's very fitting then that this symbol of a great love should be so treasured today by their descendant, Abby. There you go, Abby. What do you make of all that?
Gobsmacked, to be quite honest. It's really strange finding out things you don't know. I know my great-grandmother's name and I didn't know my great-granddad's name. The fish side of it, I didn't know. I mean, my dad used to say about, again, where you were going with the fruit and veg. My dad had said that to me, yes. That's where he thought it had come from, and around the Covent Garden area. So fishmongery was not something that I had any idea about. But
That's
no,
right.
it's really strange.
And what a tragic story to find out about your great-great-granddad, that falling to his death.
I know. What's really peculiar is I've got this. It's strange to say, I've got this fear of ladders.
Have you really?
Yeah, well, it's not so much of a fear, but I can only get up onto the second runner of the ladder, and it's not so much that I freeze, but I do become very nervous, and I've always had it. Mm-hmm. So if anyone's curtains fall down or if there's anything high up within the house that needs doing, I'll send the other half up there because I'm a bit nervous, so I don't know whether that has anything to do with or connect itself to that, you never know.
Would there be any connection there, Derek?
I firmly believe that there will be, Nina. And very interesting earlier when Anthony revealed this, you know, I suppose, mini revelation of Abby's ancestors, you know, selling fish salesmen. And, you know, it takes me back to a very, very true little episode in my own life. Many years ago, by my grandmother's house, there was a shop, and you know, you could go past the shop, and displayed in the window was this splendid, wonderful trays of fresh fish that had been delivered from Fleetwood. However, outside the big glass pane was fruit boxes
as well.
Yes, and that just dawned on me, hit me rather quick
Yeah,
when I remember this. And I firmly believe a scenario of this situation occurred in those days with Abby's, you know, ancestors,
both.
and I feel it was a dual role.
Oh. Now, Derek, it's not that you've mixed up your haddock with your bananas, is it?
I don't think so.
Chris, what a stunning looking ring. Is this the ring of a bricklayer?
Well, it's the real McCoy, Nina. Strangely enough, no. It's like today buying an upmarket, expensive designer ring. I think he'd have needed to have saved up a bit to have bought that, certainly. He couldn't have
It was bought for a real paramour, wasn't it? It was bought for a love.
Most certainly, as indeed it would be now. And pro rata, the value has maintained itself, if not increased, because now it also has the benefit of an antiquity value as well. So even at that time, it was something special.
Yeah,
very special.
The other half's got a lot to live up to, hasn't it?
So are you happy with what we found out for you?
Yeah, I am. It is a great thing to be able to come here and for you, wonderful people to do this and find out the information. It is. I'll take it with me. It's fantastic. It really is. Thank you.
Excellent. Well, we've enjoyed having you on, and it's been great sharing the story with you. Take this as a little memento, which is our scroll, which has
very
Anthony
much.
and Chris's information on it for you.
Lovely.
And take it back with our best wishes. Thanks again.
Put it up in my front.
Thank you. There's absolutely no rest for our team. In just a few minutes, Derek will begin the next psychic reading. Just like Chris and Anthony, he knows absolutely nothing about the heirloom that's coming up next, but I'm allowed a sneak preview. Robert has come from Wales with a pair of swords. Can our team unravel the mystery of how they ended up in his family? Hello there, Bob.
Hello.
Welcome to the Antiques Ghost Show.
Thank you.
Now, you've brought these two incredible-looking swords with you. Tell me a bit about them.
Well, they're family swords. They've been in the family, I know, since my grandfather had them. I can remember as a child asking him, you know, where he got them from, and I can't really remember whether he said he had them from his father or his great-grandfather, I don't know. But they've come down, so I suppose I can trace them back as far as my great-grandfather.
Okay. And how are you feeling about going to meet Derek?
I'm looking forward to it. It's not something, obviously, I've ever experienced before, and I just don't know what to expect. It's like going into the unknown, really, I suppose.
Robert, I'm very pleased to meet you. Thank you. Right, with your permission, please, can I touch these wonderful... oh, okay. Okay, thank you. If I just draw from... Oh, yes. Thank you. If I may. Now, this wonderful Robert, can I call you Bob? Thank you. Bob, because I feel residually, and what have you, if this individual gentleman of energy was here, he'd want to call you Bob rather than Robert. Why, I don't know, but okay, thank you. It's, okay. I'm seeing hills. I'm seeing big hills, and I seem to be drawn from this energy. to the hills. Would you understand anything like?
Could be from North Wales.
Yes. And the hills, and it is Wales there. But can I just say to you, please, I'm getting also residually the energies coming in very close around me of horses, okay? Horses, big fellas, okay? Big fellas. I'm up. Whoa. Yes. Yes. Can I say to you, please, I've got a gentleman, his energy just coming out and what have you. What is the... Mr. Lake?
Yeah.
Mr. Lake. The emanations, if I may say, please, to your grandfather. Your grandfather. I feel, please, in his life, did he go through a period of time where he felt claustrophobic over something?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. Where these are placed or housed or what have you, are they linked with shelving?
No.
Are they close to shelving?
Close to shelving.
Thank you. Will you, it's just a tip, because they are so lovely. Will you check when you go back home, that shelving? It's going to come down.
Right.
And you don't want them damaged, do you? Please take that tip and check it, will you? Okay. Because the energies don't want anything to happen to these, you see. Okay?
Yes.
All right. The horses are so significant. So significant. And I feel as if I want to say a number of them in energy. So these swords must have been very, very, very close to these horses in some manner.
Possible, yes.
Okay. You may have felt in your time, Robert, that your grandfather actually got them from a person that was linked or attached to military. And it seems that they came from a place where housed in this particular building or what have you. There was many more, not exactly the same, but many more of these items. And that's, I feel, how he came into possession. Mr. Lake. Lake. You're Lake.
Yeah.
You're Mr. Lake. Yeah. This is Mr. Lake. And also, oh, they dispersed, they went poof. And I go to the Rhondda. Yes. The Rhondda Valley. Very close to what? Very close to Merthyr.
Yes.
Yeah. Tidville. Merthyr Tidville. And Robert, I'm picking up and the energies of mining, and I get two miners, and I get this like feeling of stoop position and what have you, and going forward, and I feel that connection with from the residual from earlier of this like claustrophobic feelings, and now I feel we know who that linked with. Robert, it seems that the not give me any more of the residual energy in picture form or that energy. So with your approval, I would finish there.
Thank you very much, Derek. Over to you, Chris, for any questions.
Yeah, thanks, Neil. There's a lot there. What you were saying, Derek, was
Yes.
I think you were trying to tell us these weren't military swords.
That's right.
And you did say they were from a store with lots of others there.
Yes. I don't feel actually, Chris, an actual store.
No.
I felt as if I was in, as to the size of this room here,
Yeah.
I was in a locked room that held so many of different swords, shorter, like dagger type things, and armory and stuff like this.
Right.
And I firmly believe from the energy that they were acquired from that stock.
From that stock.
I feel it was a home. A home. that housed in one particular room.
Right.
This person had this collection.
Right.
And went along, and I feel not as intent to purchase, but got to know, was invited along, went through the doors, the big doors opened, he saw it, and was drawn to these.
So Derek picked up Bob's family surname, Lake. But how much of the rest of his reading will Bob be able to verify? Could there be a family connection with horses? What about those miners with claustrophobia and that link to Merthyr Tydfil? Derek also felt that the swords were not earned through service in the forces, but came as a gift, possibly from a larger collection. In the debriefing room, our independent experts are poised to take up the investigation.
Bob, just out of there with Derek, what did you make of all that?
It's an awful lot to take in. It was a lot more than I expected.
What did you expect?
Well, I don't know, because I didn't know anything about the sword, so I didn't know what he could possibly, you know, he'd come up with for those. It's a lot more than I expected.
Okay.
It's some of the things he mentioned, they triggered memories, you know, something I hadn't thought of before, you know. And so it was amazing. There's no other word to describe it.
He talked about big hills and horses, and he came up very quickly with Mr. Lake, which of course is you.
Yeah.
You are Bob Lake. And was that your name obviously through your father and grandfather? It was your paternal side. And then he made a reference to the swords and talked in particular about the fact that where you had them at home, somewhere near a shelf.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah, so alongside the shelves, yeah. So
now, he was saying that you better take a look at those shelves again. Did you put them up?
yeah, I put them up, yeah. So. I could have a good look at them.
You better do. And also he was talking about them, as you say, falling over, so your handiwork is being called into question here. Well, Bob, time for some expert advice. Let's ask Chris what he thinks of these lovely heirlooms.
Nina, these swords are absolutely fascinating. I would like to actually take as much as I can away, like both of them, away and research them if you want to. Throughout all the way down the blades, there are makers' names. One of them is a Wilkinson sword, quite literally. The other has a name, Silver and Company, London and Liverpool. But they are just covered in references, which makes it very exciting because to research it all, at the end of it, we'll have a full picture of the whole thing. And when, again, I asked Derek, where did they come from? And he saw that they were kept in a sort of an armoury and that they were given to your grandfather, wasn't it?
Great-grandfather.
Great-grandfather. From a sort of storeroom or armoury. So that might have been as a favour, a repayment of a favour, or as a thank you. All sorts of things could have happened. But my main interest in these is what were they used for, when specifically were they made, and how they came to possibly be in an armoury. And if we've got North Wales as some sort of guide, then that would make life a lot easier.
Great.
Yeah.
Now, you mentioned Wales again, and obviously that came up a few times. A couple of the references were the Rhondda Valley, Merthyr Tydfil, and also the mining industry. Any connections there that you're aware of?
Well, I know let's get this right, my grandfather's brother, he moved from North Wales to South Wales to work in the mines, and he was living in Abercynon, which is just down the road from Merthyr Tydfil, which Derek mentioned.
Okay.
And,
Sorry, can I just clarify, was it your grandfather who got the swords or someone further back?
from talking to another uncle since, he did mention that, you know, it was my great-grandfather who had them.
Okay.
That's as far back as they know. Where he got them from, they don't know.
Okay, well, lots to do, and we'll report back.
I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, we're going to give Chris and Anthony a bit longer before they set off on their fact-finding mission. Join us after the break to discover their results.
This is where Horatio Nelson Lake grew up with his father James, the shoemaker.
Would the same person have owned both of these?
Still keep looking and watching, because
Keep an eye open for that
just
shelf.
keep an eye open for it, will you?
Before the break, Bob brought in a pair of swords that he believes first belonged to his great-grandfather. Derek didn't sense any military ancestors, but did feel a strong connection with horses.
Big fellas, okay? Big fellas. I'm up. Whoa. Yes.
He also felt a link with the coalfields of South Wales.
I'm picking up and the energies of mining, and I get 2 miners close to very close to Merthyr. Yeah, Tidville. Merthyr Tidville.
Over to our independent experts, and Chris's job was to find out where these swords might have come from. Meanwhile, Anthony set off to trace Bob's family tree and see if Derek's claims could be verified. Back in our rural headquarters, Bob and Derek are about to find out.
Robert, welcome back to the Antiques Ghost Show. Nice to see you again. Now, obviously you're here because we're about to play you a film of the research that Chris and Anthony have done for you. Are you hoping that we've solved the mystery of where they came from?
Oh, it'd be great if that's, you know, if like anything I know about, you know, I find out about them would be good. So I'm looking forward to it.
And Robert, you haven't seen Derek since the reading. No. And you've not seen the film either, so excited?
Yeah, very much so, with bated breath.
Okay, well, should we take a look at it?
Yes, great.
All right.
Anthony has started his trail in the market town of Fakenham in Norfolk. It's a long way from Bob's home in Wales, but he's discovered that this is where his great-grandfather came from originally, the man who Bob believes first owned the swords. Apart from the arrival of cars, the place probably hasn't changed much since his day, and their family name of Lake is still very much in evidence. Inside one of its inns, family history is clearly a hot topic, and in his search through the records, Anthony's made some exciting discoveries, including some highly heroic first names.
Rob's great-grandfather was Horatio Nelson Lake, who got married in 1893 in Denbigh in North Wales. Now, his marriage certificate bore a couple of really uncanny resemblances to Derek's reading. First of all, one of the witnesses was James Lake, Horatio's brother, and we discovered that James moved south to near Merthyr Tydfil, which Derek mentioned, in South Wales, and he became a coal miner, which could possibly account for that terrible sense of claustrophobia which Derek got at one point in his reading.
And I get this like feeling of stoop position and what have you, and going forward, and I feel that connection from the residual from earlier of this like claustrophobic feelings.
Now, the other weird thing was that Derek was talking about horses, and they were very significant. And it turns out that Horatio worked as a coachman. So, in fact, working with horses was exactly what Horatio was doing.
The horses are so significant. So significant. And I feel as if I want to say a number of them.
Well, unlike Rob, Horatio wasn't a Welshman. He was born in 1874 here in Fakenham. I've got his birth certificate showing his father, James Lake, a shoemaker. But there's a bit of a mystery here because Horatio wasn't born as Horatio Nelson Lake. He was born as Horatio Brewster Lake. Now, I think that's something we're going to have to look into a lot more closely, along with the mystery of how those swords came into the Lake family.
Fortunately, Chris is already on the case. He's taken the swords to military antiques expert Dominic Abbott to see what clues they might hold to the owner's identity.
Box out of the way. So, what do you think?
Yeah, nice pieces. Both Victorian. This one, infantry officers, 1822 pattern.
There are various markings, initials, letterings on the blade. What would they tell us?
Right, firstly, you have the Victorian crown.
Yeah.
Which is here.
Yeah.
From 1836, 37 onwards.
And there's also a Star of David there. What would that mean?
That's just a common proof mark, like a quality control mark, really.
By the maker?
Yeah.
So once that mark goes on, it means it's passed muster and all the rest of it?
Yeah.
I mean, would these ever have been used, or were they ceremonial, or what?
They're pure ceremonial, full dress,
Yeah.
special occasions, really.
Right.
Yeah.
More questions after you've looked at the next one, because I'd like to see them link in some way, but see what you make of this one now as well.
Right. So it's Victorian again.
Yeah.
Probably about 1870s, 1880s. Maybe a slightly earlier, possibly. Victorian Royal Naval Officer's sword. Very similar in design, typical Victorian style, with the brass and the leather scabbard again.
Yeah.
This one, again, Victorian one, maker marked, London maker. Quite a clean example.
Yes.
Well looked after.
Right, the question, Dominic, is would the same person have owned both of these?
As a serving officer,
Yeah.
highly unlikely.
Because one's naval and the other's
yeah.
army.
Yeah.
So then is it possible that the owner of these two things would have been a collector of anything military?
Oh, definitely. Definitely. Not even military, it could be someone who just likes to decorate their houses or their rooms with arms and armour.
So the fact that these swords are likely to have come from a collector of weaponry ties in with one of Derek's own psychic insights.
I feel it was a home that housed in one particular room. This person had this collection.
How could you explain, and this is a broad question here, how a coachman around the turn of the last century, about 1890, 1900, would have these swords? Do you think?
It could be a favourite coachman in respect of someone leaving the service who they'd looked after for so many years. As a gift, possibly could have been given these swords.
Yes.
Feeling that, I say, lost property.
Lost property, yes.
Yeah.
Back on the streets of Fakenham, Anthony has enlisted the help of local historian Jim Baldwin. He's hoping Jim can solve his other mystery. Why did Bob's coachman ancestor, Horatio, change his middle name from Brewster to Nelson?
Well, of course, people in Fakenham, like most people in Norfolk, are quite proud of their connections with Admiral Lord Nelson, who was born about 10 miles from here. In fact, Nelson did stay in Fakenham on occasions, and we have a street called Nelson Road, which is named after him.
Well, Jim, our man Horatio Lake was born in Workhouse Yard in Fakenham. And then in the 1881 census, when he was 7, we found him living in Holt Road. Now, are either of those names familiar to you, and do they still exist?
As for Holt Road, well, of course, it's still there. It's been one of the major thoroughfares out of Fakenham for many centuries. It's still there and still busy today.
This is Holt Road in Fakenham, and we know from the 1881 census that this is where Horatio Nelson Lake grew up with his father James, the shoemaker. And it's from this place that he started his long journey to Wales, where his descendants live to this very day. As for those swords, well, we can't prove how they came into his possession, but those proud items remain a very fitting memorial to a man who bore such a heroic name.
So there you go, Robert. Lost property, perhaps?
I think I prefer the loyal service.
Could well be. Chris, what did you make of all that? I mean, you know, they do look like, obviously, commemorative swords. Yes. Do you think that they would have come into the family as maybe a gift?
Well, it looks like it, doesn't it? I mean, very expensive gifts. I mean, very nice gifts. But where do you have them, Bob? Are they displayed proudly at home with you?
Yes, they are. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, that brings me on to the question that we had for you. The shelf. Do you remember that, guys? Yes. Back in your reading, Derek, you talked about a shelf at home.
Yes,
Go check it. It might be falling down. Well, we're dying to know.
Well, I checked them and fingers crossed they're all right at the moment.
Do you keep going back to it?
Oh yeah, every time I go and get something off the shelf, I
Yes.
just see if anything's worked loose.
And
Yes.
it seems all right at the moment.
So far, yeah.
Good,
What do you think,
good.
Derek?
Well, I would say if those emanations were coming, still keep looking and watching, because
Keep an eye open for that
just keep
shelf.
an eye open for it, will you?
Now, Anthony, you tracked down the coachman. So horses, there's a connection there, and you're reading sawhorses quite vividly.
Yes, very much so, yes.
Yes. So you see there are lots of extra things that can come out when you start probing. Not necessarily the things you want or the things you expect, but still extra things and hopefully, from your point of view, interesting things.
Has it given you a little bit more light on some of that part of your family?
Oh yes, it's good. You know, I know more now than I did before.
So when you decide to leave these to someone else, for example, you're gonna get it all written down.
Oh yes, it's going to be on. If
Make
I can
a bet-
remember all this.
Make a better record for them.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Well, to help you on that road, we've given you this, which is our Antiques Ghostshow scroll, which is Chris and Anthony's hard research, all down in paper form for you. And you take that back with our best wishes.
Lovely, thanks very much.
So there you go. If you want to find out more about your ancestral past, you know who to call. Antiques Ghostshow. From me and all the team, bye-bye.